Chris, did you just get back from a trip somewhere recently?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, somewhat recently.
Somewhat recent.
Where were you at?
St. John, U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Nice. It's nice. Very
Keeps
nice.
trying to talk us into going there. We were having arguments about what beaches are better, Turks and Caicos or St. John.
I haven't been to St. John.
And I haven't been to Turks
I
and
know,
Caicos.
so we'll have to like
exchange.
All I know is 2/3 of St. John is a national park.
It's a national park. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
that's what
That's
I've
nice
heard.
about it, yeah.
There's no houses. There's nothing except beaches and trees.
Do they have like wild horses?
They have donkeys. They have
Okay.
deer, white-tailed deer,
Okay.
that are not indigenous but were released there. So it's good to see deer. You see deer
Yeah.
running up and down the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Really
really
cool. All right.
And
Well, we'll
you
have to
don't-
exchange and see.
No passport needed. You're in the United States.
Nice.
Easy and easy
I really
out.
enjoy using my passport. And I really enjoy going through customs. You know?
Well,
Said no one ever.
it's a
Especially
nice
now.
ritual. You know, it
Especially
makes
now.
me feel yeah, it's so fun.
it's fun.
Did
Yeah.
you stay just on St. John, or did you go to St. Thomas at all? Or
We
you
fly-
probably flew into St. Thomas.
Fly to St. Thomas and then take the ferry over. Yeah. So we stay at the same condo. We're lucky. Our friends own a condo there.
Oh, cool.
So they're gonna let us stay there too.
Yeah,
was
they
saying-
will. They-
You have to like
We got to be
just-
friends with them.
Yeah.
they'll make you pay. It's a friend of a friend who's now become a friend.
I can't make them like a bunch of protein brownies or something. You don't think they'll like
Maybe.
that?
Yeah.
They'll be
You
like,
can offer.
thank you, and throw them in the trash.
You can always
We're
offer.
going to charge you double because you left some messes.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we had a member, Stephanie, who would go to St. John every year, and she said, you know, it was just like tons of national park, like they'd hike and
Oh, the hiking is
Yeah.
amazing. We
Yeah.
hiked to a new beach this year. We'd not done before. It was great.
So do they
it's a lot
have
of
like a
fun.
small tour, like a small tourist area, and then the whole rest of the thing is kind of just opened up as a park?
There's two main towns.
Okay.
The main town is called Cruise Bay. That's where the ferries come in from St. Thomas, and that's the most populated area.
Okay.
But it's not that big, and you can walk everywhere, which is really nice. If you have a condo in that area, you don't need to drive up into the hills to go to your villa, and it's just very convenient.
Cool.
How
So
big
it's
is
really
the
nice.
island?
There's like the population's only like 5,000 people.
Okay, but like,
Year-round.
do you know like size-wise?
Size-wise, it's probably 25 miles
Okay.
length by 15 miles width, I would say.
Wow. That's
So,
really
I
cool.
mean,
It's
it-
all protected and not.
It really is. And the
Yeah.
beaches are phenomenal. You've probably heard of Trunk Bay.
I think I have, yeah.
Probably one of the most photographed beaches in the world. It's beautiful.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
It's very cool.
So did you get any workouts in that Kate told you to do on this one?
I got one working.
Brandon
on that
knows the
one.
answer.
Yes, I got one in.
He is my
Okay.
confidant.
That's all right.
He
I
knows
got
We
one
didn't
in.
talk about it too much, actually.
This
I
is
don't
the
think
I
first
so.
told
day.
you. You might forget.
Okay.
I don't forget.
The first day, yes. And
I said
then
they get
it
one,
fell off
yeah.
after that.
Yeah.
Other than some swimming, snorkeling, but that's it.
No, yeah. It
That
counts for
doesn't really
something.
count. Well,
yeah.
it counts. For,
You're outside. You're moving.
Yeah.
You're moving, and snorkeling it's good exercise.
yeah.
Well, I'll have to
Swimming,
go
for
on a
sure.
trip together. You'll never go on another one with me. It'll be
That's
fun,
okay.
like from 3 to 8, and then when I come and knock on your door at like 6:30, you'll be like,
There is no
"I don't care
way
anymore about my goals."
I would get up in a vacation on an island at 6:30 a.m. Unless I had to catch
ask
an airplane.
Brandon how that is.
As
he
much
really
as I
enjoys
love
it.
you, Kate, I would not get up at 6:30 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or to go fishing or to leave the island to catch an airplane. But
Okay,
other
there
than
you
that,
go.
No other
Fishing.
reason. No other reason.
Yeah.
So
I'm kind of with you, but yeah, Kate's up and at 'em.
No,
and-
and I have a
so
lot of
then
So
I
the
am
blessing
too.
and a curse. I can't sleep in.
well, I will tell you what the blessing is, that you can justify going on more vacations that way.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it doesn't tear you up quite as bad.
Exactly.
But leading into this vacation though, and even since, like, you've been on one of your better runs, I think, that you've ever had here at the
The
gym.
best, right?
Yeah, like you've been killing it. So
Oh, you're kind.
tell us a little bit about like what you've been doing, kind of your mindset shift, like what you started to do that was a little different, and kind of the result of that.
so it really to start, it goes back to 2001 when I started with you, Kate. Was
Not 2001.
I'm sorry, 2021. 2021, thank
Yeah.
you. 2021. Maybe in my mind I did. 2021.
It feels like that long.
Post-COVID, or in the middle of COVID, I guess, I needed to start working out. And that was a good run.
Yeah,
I went
that
from
was.
233 pounds, which I said to you many times, someone that's 5'11" shouldn't weigh 233 pounds. And I had gained most of that weight, at least 25 plus pounds during COVID. Before, interestingly, COVID hit when we were in St. John, U.S. Virgin Island. When I went there, I was maybe 205 pounds. And then the following September, when I started with you, I was 233 pounds.
Wow.
And then by that December, I got down to, so in 4 months, I got down to 203 and change. That was a great, that was really excellent.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah,
With your help.
absolutely.
And then from there, it just fluctuated and didn't do as well. I had a couple good periods in there, but then at the end of this last year, I ended up about 228 pounds. And then also I had some complications from AFib, atrial fibrillation, which was a diagnosis I had in 2017. So I turned age 55 in November this past year, and I decided I have to make a decision to get in shape, period.
Yeah.
I have to do it. I don't, time is ticking for all of us every day, so I just had to make a change. And it started with not drinking, and then number 2, working out. Or 1, working out, 2, not drinking, doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
that was the starting point. And then meeting with you, obviously weekly, getting a plan in place, and sticking to it, just doing it.
Yeah.
There's only, either you do it or you don't. It's just that simple. Hard to implement, but either you do it or you don't.
It's simple but not easy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's all the training. It's like it's simple. It's not easy. I've seen.
That's exactly right.
I saw a guy who he was talking about like higher end powerlifting. He's like, I can talk you through the exact program that can get you this much stronger or whatever it is in about 5 minutes. He says, but you're not going to do it.
Right.
He says you're just not going to do it. But it all I'm getting at is the actual mode of it is not necessarily the hard part. There's nuance and there's like better and worse ways to go about things, but it's just being consistent and implementing it each day.
Without a doubt. And
Yeah.
that is the hard part.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's working out, is doing your job correctly. It's the consistency.
Yeah.
And consistency is hard I think for most of us.
It certainly is, because things knock you off. I mean, I kind of caught a little bug earlier this week, and I'm so used to my routine and training, and it really has like knocked me off that a touch. And it just gets me to think, I'm just like, it's like 3 days. I've been 3 or 4 days, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm kind of like out of, like mentally, it really is messing with me. But it just gets me back to like that consistency is so important. So I've seen you do some things like you're working out pretty much every day. You'll come in here and walk. Like what? So you're kind of doing a mix of classes, and then you'll do some walking, maybe some lifting on your own. Like walk us through that a little bit. Like what's been working for you?
Well, a couple of things that have really been working is consistently working out.
Yep.
At least 6 days a week, and I didn't used to do that.
You would start off, but I
yeah.
think like Chris is just very social. I'm always like, can you have less friends or do less? One or the other. I've been tempted to like call up a couple of your friends and just like piss them off so they won't talk to you for a little while. No,
That
but
can work. That can work.
He's very social, so I think like it'll start off like, hey, we're going out to eat after. He has a son that is in sports after a game or something, and then I think it turns into like, hey, we went out to eat, we all had some drinks, and then the sleeping in. He really enjoys sleeping in on the weekend. So then,
Well, because we usually don't go to bed until late
Yeah. So
That's why.
I think that's kind of where it would. So you would start off like, hey, I'm going to work out 6 days this week, and then it would be 4 or 5. I think
Right. Exactly right.
often.
3 to 4.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that consistency has helped so much.
Yeah.
Being here, but also thinking about things that you've helped me with, Kate. Don't eat after 5 p.m. Have your afternoon snack. Just really thinking through that.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, and you got mad at me at first, Kate, but I said the non-alcoholic beer has been amazing.
Well, I got mad at you because I thought it was real beer, and you're like sending me pictures.
Well, that's true.
I didn't look at the details.
I sent her a picture of one too, and she was like she's like we weren't supposed to be drinking, and I took my son out for pizza and got it was like a Heineken. It just the Heineken Zero or whatever. Yeah, I sent her a picture and she was so pissed. Like, I can't believe you did it.
Right.
And it's really tough for me to get like a hot pizza in front of me, nothing to do for the rest of the night or the next day, and then not have a beer.
Absolutely.
That's a challenge.
It is.
And I'm like, I sent her the picture and she was like, no way. I'm like, look at the beer a little bit.
Well, I got you on that twice, but then also Kate was like, well, maybe you shouldn't be drinking those empty calories at night. And I'm like, it's only 30 calories.
Yeah, they're not.
And then you were
It's
like,
not
well,
bad,
that's not
days.
bad.
Yeah.
No.
So I got her approval to be able to have a
Yeah.
few non-alcoholic beers.
Yeah.
And those have come a long way these days. There's a lot, other than just like the classical duels or
Yep.
Heineken, there's a lot of like, most craft breweries now will make a version of a non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Absolutely.
Yeah.
good. Yeah, it'll fool you a little.
Well, alcohol is just not trending anymore. And I'm not an advocate for people like, I know that the sober lifestyle, if someone chooses to do that, that's great. I think sometimes the pendulum swings too far the other way. Like, everyone seemed like to have an alcohol problem during COVID, and now it's like no one's drinking.
Sure.
Well, especially like demographically, like Gen Z, those guys are not drinking as much as millennials, and it could be like other sources of like
Right.
legal weed. They're just basically getting a vice in somewhere else. That's
Right.
probably part of it.
Right.
But you could have the debate about like what's healthier. We don't have to get into that. But
Yeah.
I think there is generally a more noticeable trend now of people drinking less or having different alternatives.
Right.
Could be a good thing.
I mean, I don't mind saying my little 2 cents on it. I think a little bit of alcohol, even weekly or bi-weekly, is much healthier than numbing with a pharmaceutical drug. And I think that's oftentimes what the trade is, like for anxiety or depression, or because you're self-medicating to some degree when you drink or have fun food or whatever. It's food can be a drug, alcohol can be a drug, but to take something daily versus every now and then, I'm just not a fan of pharmaceutical drugs.
Well,
they have a time and a place, but
Well, I think that's not necessarily, I mean, like if you're getting high with it, but I think that's not necessary because drinking adds anxiety. It's sort of a
right. But
it doesn't.
You're doing it sometimes in it. Now, listen, I'm simplifying everything. I'm not totally against all pharmaceuticals. I just think that as a culture, we lean on a pill too much.
Sure.
I think that. But that's with like pretty much anything we do. And that's why I like to take alcohol out for periods. Like we're going through 3.5 weeks right now. Chris has went through 2 months. And I think you learned a lot
67 days.
Yeah. Learned a lot about yourself during that time. I don't know if you've ever done that. I think you did the first initial 30 days, but it's more than just that, like mental there's so much more that goes on there. And you probably felt that, where you'd feel uncomfortable and you've just got to work through those feelings, those emotions when they come up. And it's more than just, hey, it's Saturday at 5. Maybe, yes, you're conditioned, but there's a lot of psychological factors that go there.
It has been so helpful from a perspective of feeling my heart rate, but also less. I'm not in AFib frequently, and very infrequently, but I can pop into it occasionally. But also PVCs, so just premature heart
Ventricular
rhythms.
Yeah.
Those have completely gone away, and then I sleep so much better.
Yeah.
And I'm working with several different guys where this has popped up, the AFib with the dehydration. So it's usually after like a trip and travel,
Absolutely.
like the flying. And because that dehydrates you further, and probably is also just causing some anxiety, like the whole travel process or whatever, But this has become more common.
It is I first experienced AFib after traveling back from London. Got home, woke up the next morning, and just noticed immediately that my heart rate was not normal.
Yeah.
So what does that feel like? Does it feel like your heart racing, or just, I mean?
It can, but it can, but not always. You just notice that it's like beat, 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 and then nothing, and then beat, beat, and then
so
nothing.
scary.
Beat, beat. You just can tell right away. At least I could.
Yeah.
Some people can't tell they're in AFib. It's a different. But I was lucky to the times I've been in it to know that I was in it. I didn't have to take a monitor or anything. And I remember the first time in 2017, I was able to get an appointment with my doctor that day. The nurse came in and put me on an EKG machine, and she goes, "Well, I'll be right back. I need to go see the doctor." like this dude over here is an AFib.
So what did they do for you, like right then and there?
Well, nothing right away, and later that day I came out of it on my own.
Okay.
So if you don't come out of AFib, then you need to have a cardioversion, which is a shock to your heart.
And sometimes that doesn't work.
Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't. Thankfully, I've only had 2 of those in almost 10 years, right? So it'll be 10 years next year, I guess. So I've had 2 cardioversions, and then I maintain with 2 prescription drugs, flecainide, which is a arrhythmia medication, and then metoprolol, which lowers your heart rate. It's some people for high blood pressure would take metoprolol, but anyway. So that's thankfully I've been able to maintain without having an ablation. An ablation is a procedure where they burn, or they part of your heart to change the electrical currents or whatever. The pulse.
Okay.
So, which usually is a high rate of success with that. That's not a high risk procedure, but if you don't need it, you don't.
Yeah.
Why not?
Heart surgery is never fun.
Never
Any
fun.
procedure comes with risks, yeah.
It
Yeah.
comes with risk.
Yeah.
So Kate's heard me say this many times. If I could lose 30 pounds, get down to 195, 190, I've asked my cardiologist, could I try to get off these medications? And he said, certainly you can. And if you just look it up, Google it, weight loss and stop and the cessation of alcohol, people can get off medication, and AFib can effectively go away for people.
Yeah.
So that's my goal through this year is to get to that point. So I think I have an appointment with my annual cardiology appointment. It's like July or something, late July. So I want to be there by that time so I can have a conversation with my.
And where are you sitting at? So talk about some of the results you've seen the last couple months cutting out alcohol. Where'd you start off weight-wise? Where are you at today?
So I started at 228 pounds the first of the year. And then by the time we departed for spring break 2+ weeks ago, I was at 204.4. And then came back at 208, so 208 and some change, so just about 4 to 5 pounds gained over spring break. And then last week, unfortunately, I had that procedure I told you about called a colonoscopy.
Mm-hmm.
So that
It throws your body off.
threw me way off. So because then I ate afterward, and I ate on Saturday.
All my clients get excited to have those. Like, I'm going to lose weight. Well, I'm not really excited, but try to find a silver lining. I'm like, no, you're not.
No, not for that purpose.
You're going to be messed up. Yeah.
So, but then, so I was up some, and now I'm back to 204.8. So I'm not quite where I was.
So about 10 pounds is your goal right now.
Right now.
From right now, get down 10.
10 would be really good.
That's very realistic. I think, and so, and this isn't exactly, we just wanted to hear your story, but I think this brings up a good point, like for people when they take breaks coming back to alcohol, because this is something I try to work through a lot, and I have clients that in talking about this and friends that will take breaks, and like none of this is really for anything if you don't develop another relationship with it, and that's super hard. This is also like, it brings up a lot for me, like even doing these fitness shows where I got into a bad way binging on food. the fitness shows didn't fix anything. It was just like a Band-Aid on there. So I have to come back to like my relationship with food, and then I'll do the same thing with alcohol. How I know this trip was something you were like, that was your first time coming back to it, like, hey, I want to try to enjoy it. And you didn't do too bad, but talk to us about how that works and how, you know, kind of some thoughts around how you're going to do that. And because you have another trip coming up to Europe.
Yeah, correct. So that is right. You know, I think that the trip thing is a challenge because it doesn't happen frequently. But when you're there, you want to have a good time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So, Kate, your comment has been in the past, what are you going to do when you just get in your normalized flow of life, right? When you're not. So that's my concern. I think on a trip, what we can do differently is the exercise. And we did some things differently that we had not done before, like going to bed early.
You're early.
If
in
you
my
go
early
out
are
with
different.
us, we usually are late nighters.
We're going to send
The
you
party
with,
doesn't start till 10 o'clock.
you know
Kate.
what? I want to send you, you know how like they get babies in high school? I'm going to send you with one of those that wakes up at like 6 a.m. every day.
On the trip,
Right.
Yeah, so you have to take
like
care
an
of
alarm
this
clock.
Right.
You've got to take care of the baby, and I'll know if I'll have like an app on my phone if the baby's alive, and you got to take the baby and exercise with the baby. The
That
baby
would be
needs
great.
Yeah.
That would be. Send it
Strap it on your back. You'll be running
throw
with a
that thing
fake
in-
baby.
Right.
Just throw that thing in trunk bay.
That's right.
You'll just find runners outside and hey, can you take this with you? Yeah.
That would be. That's what we need. Being a Gen X person, you know, we would stay out till the bars close.
Yep.
That's what we do. 2:30.
Yeah.
You leave. You go
Yeah,
home. You're
Brandon
in bed by
knows
3.
about that. Yeah.
And you'd
I
see-
always got
I mean,
tired.
But we didn't go out until 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I
you
know.
we didn't
I
go
know.
out till
I
10.
mean, don't get me wrong. I'll every now and then I'll surprise myself, but usually, like even in college, I was like, all right, peace out.
I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
So we did go to bed. There were a number of nights we went to bed
Okay.
before 10, so that's a real win. But going to bed earlier and the exercise, I think, is the key
Yeah.
for us to deal with this type of a trip in the long term.
Yeah. So you think that will help you moderate the alcohol, going to bed earlier and working out?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll feel a lot better during the day if you can. We get up and get moving, and it's not always like a hard workout or anything, but we know that's coming up always the next day, and we have kind of a window. We travel a lot because I'm like, if we can't be in this fitness stuff and travel as much as we do if we're just hitting it hard. It won't work. Right. Like, you know, we'll
Constantly doing it.
yeah, we'll
Right.
crash and
Right.
burn.
Right.
So
Forever.
we have a window. It's, you know, we'll go out to the beach or do whatever we're doing, and then we might have a drink or two before dinner, and then we'll have a drink or two with dinner, and then we go home, and then that's it. And then so we'll have like a few things maybe before dinner and then through dinner, and then it's kind of where you hit your sweet spot, and anything you're doing after that, you're trying to just like hold on to that, and we just don't hold on to it.
Now, this is easy to say because we have the kid. He's talking about trips. We have the kids with us.
No,
too.
I know.
So
I
when
know,
we go
I know.
away, like we're going away on a trip at the end of May to St. Bart's, and that's going to be tough because we're going to be out there. We probably won't be signed up exactly for like an early class like we have to in Puerto Rico. There's like an 8 a.m. we have to hit.
Right.
So it will be tough for us, and mainly I'm usually always the one that's like one more. So I mean, I'm saying this all, but once it gets flowing, I'm the one that doesn't want the party to stop. Or can we find dancing? Dancing's always on the table.
That's great. That's fun. I get it.
So it's tough, and I think it's a good point to talk through because I think there's a lot of people out there that struggle with this, and I know there's a lot of people in our community that really just don't drink often at all or much at all, and that's great. That's fine too, and I'm not advocating like everyone should or you need to, or hey, if you want to take a weed gummy instead of, that's fine. I just think the older I get, the more I try to move to all natural things. You know, I'm not perfect. I still use a little bit of brown sugar Splenda. I love that stuff. I still get Botox every now and then, and it'd be really hard for me to give that up, you know. But for the most part, if you can just drink alcohol, take a weed gummy instead of, suppressing through like a daily medication or a daily thing that you do there, I think it's more effective. And that goes for like, even if you have a headache, like last week when the weather was all off, I was taking Advil every day. I'm like, okay, I have to stop this. And if I continue to have a headache every day, I need to figure out what the root of this is, not just take something to make the headache go away. But I think this is a struggle, whether it's diet, whether it's alcohol, whatever it is, it's in workouts, like how to transition from pushing really hard and trying to attain this goal to, okay, what does relaxation mode look like? Because that transition is difficult for all of us, whether it's like you try to hold on to like being too tight. I tend to go like all in or all out. Like I'm on it or I'm not. And it's hard for me to be in between, like, hey, you can have a little bit of nachos here. Doesn't mean you're going to go buck wild today. Hey, you can have a few drinks. Doesn't mean you need to get drunk. Like you can enjoy everything in moderation and not have it be this monumental decision whether I'm going to do it or not, because it can be done very lightly. So we were just joking around about Chris and Carrie having to take care of an infant, all the housing infants to help them go to bed early. But can you imagine like going back to that?
Oh, it would be, we talked about that it would be an adjustment.
You could just foster puppies.
Yes, puppies are a lot of work too, but it's
Yeah.
easier than.
Yeah.
I've talked to some old dads here and there who will, they'll get married in their 40s and start having kids towards their late 40s, early 50s, and because they're just getting going with that, and guys can do that.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like
different when it's your first round though.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
worn out. You don't have 100,000 miles on your car.
Yeah.
I feel like when you get when your kids are older, you're like,
Sure.
Oh shit. I don't know. You're kind of having a beat up car, but there's especially guys that have, divorces and then have another, a couple kids later on, and that,
Find a new 20-year-old. I'm
yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have
It's a real
we're going
thing.
to have to come up with a better solution than a baby, Kate.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
puppies.
But
Grandkids. in a few years.
Yeah. Okay, what
That's
kid's
right.
gonna have children first?
I think
enough.
it's just what you're saying. It's trying to find tools to moderate things.
A rooster. We're gonna get you a rooster.
they're not allowed in Upper Arlington.
I can see why.
I don't mind roosters,
But yeah, Braden, you're right. Like different tools. It's tough. You just got to rearrange what you're doing, and it's really, really tough. And I even one of my clients was joking with me yesterday when I worked at Lifetime. I had this 7 a.m. group, and I remember it was like a group of 5 people. And I did not want to coach this group at 7 a.m. It just seemed so early to me. And I would literally wake up at like 6:45. And he said, we'd always know. We'd look out the window and we'd see you running over at 7:03. And you'd walk in the door every day at like 7:05 to 7:07. I was like, yeah, I was pissed that this guy talked me into doing the group at 7 because I wanted it to be at 7:45. But that just felt so early to me. Now I'm like up without an alarm. And I hate it sometimes, but 5 a.m., 5:30 without a problem. And I think it's just rearranging the way you do everything, starting your bedtime process we do it at 8:30. So
there's no way our bedtime process will ever start at 8:30.
Well,
that will never happen.
But what if you knew for sure you would not be able to maintain 195 unless you made that change? If you were looking at it black and white, starting it. But we don't go upstairs till 9:30.
Well, that way that's.
But you really got to start. You got to start preparing your mind for it, and not watch.
What time?
shows.
What time do you usually go to bed? Just during the week.
11 to 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
11 to 12. So get up at 6:30 to 7.
Yeah.
Unless we're going deer hunting, then we'll be up at 4:30.
Yeah, see, there you go.
But then
we
or
just
fishing,
we got to get you to hunt every
right.
morning in Upper
and go
Arlington
fishing
for
every day.
sure.
No, but we're up at 6:30, sometimes 5:30 to get Marshall up and running, going to his lifting. But that's why I like the 8:30 workout.
Yeah.
You can get up.
You're up at 5:30 or 6:30.
5:30. So sometime 3
Every
days a
now
week to
and-
get make sure
okay.
Marshall's on his way, and then make him breakfast when he comes home. Carrie or I will do that. But the point is, 8:30 is perfect.
He's going to
'cause
have
you
a
can-
rude awakening when he
you
goes
can
off on
get
his
up.
own, isn't he?
Yes.
8:30 is a popular class here for that
It is.
reason. It's a good time.
You can get up. You can have
Yeah,
some coffee.
I like the
I love
8:30.
drinking the coffee
Yeah.
in the morning.
Yep.
You know, and then come in at 8:30.
You've got a
Or
little bit.
9:30 with
You've got
dinner.
time to eat a little bit, you
Right.
know. And actually, like 9:30 is even a better time, I think, for me.
I really
but-
like those 8:30 and 9:30.
Yeah.
But I think, and I will tell you, I'm going to go back to this non-alcoholic beer for me. Going out to
Are
dinner.
you a spokesperson for that?
No, I'm not. Maybe I should be. Going out to dinner with last weekend. We didn't go to. We went to our friends and played euchre. There were 4 couples there playing euchre, and I had 3 or 4 non-alcoholic beers. It was the saviors. Same thing with going out to dinner. Just having a couple non-alcoholic beers. You don't have to get an Uber.
Yep.
I'm driving. It's perfect.
No, it is a little,
is.
and maybe it's just in my head that's kind of funny with those. If you have like 4 of them and they're racking up like the same sort of charge as you'll get on a regular beer, and I'll look at my bill, and it's not the worst thing in the world. It's beer prices, but I'm like, I spent 25 bucks on beer that didn't do anything.
Right.
I'm like, you know, you can get
Carbonated
free water.
wheat.
Yeah,
It's basically carbonated wheat.
yeah. It's just a weird point. I like it's something that I'm like, I'm like,
You-
that's
you know
kinda
what it
funny.
Didn't even get a buzz out of that.
Yeah. It reminds me of
Didn't even relax me at all.
Wolf of Wall Street.
yeah, Wolf of Wall Street.
He's
Wait,
like, so if
have
you drink a
seen that
lot of them, it'll
movie?
get you messed up, right? And he's
It's
like,
a good movie.
No, it is great.
It's like I don't understand.
he's like, well, why are you drinking that?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
no, I've had the same thing because if I'm out at a restaurant or something, the taste of I really like how beer pairs with food now, and it's just it's something that I enjoy, and I drink those too, and it's just funny. I'm like looking at my bill. I'm like, yeah, that's still a drink price.
It's so true. No buzz.
They don't have. Have you ever found a place? Do they ever have them on draft handles?
That's
a good question.
I've seen places that do, yeah.
Yeah.
They make eggs out
Do
of it.
they? Because normally,
It's not as common.
Yeah.
Like at a place like Mass, they're not going to get a keg of something if they're not going to go through it.
100%.
Bottles, right?
Yeah.
But if it's a place that's a little more like, probably go to Seven Sun, they'll probably be on tap, like because they make one. But
How quickly do you need to move through a keg before it goes bad? Like a month, is it? Because remember, I got that kegerator for you. I think it's in here at the gym.
it is. Yeah, we have it here.
Someone wants it.
I mean, as long as the temperature's consistent. I mean, I usually places don't. It doesn't last. It won't last that long. Probably a few weeks is okay. I would assume.
Okay.
But
It'll probably last a couple months actually if you keep it cold and
Yeah.
stuff. Because we had that one in the basement and it was awesome for probably 5-6 weeks. It was like a little pony keg.
Yeah.
I had to get it out of the house though for that reason.
Yeah.
Because I just go down in the basement and it was a great beer. My buddy worked at this for this brewery. I'd pull a handle. It feels really good. I'd do another one. It was just this one summer, and I've never been a during the week drinking guy. And then 3 or 4 days a week adds up really fast. And then my fitness was hovering around 70% the whole summer. I'm like, I gotta stop doing this.
Yeah.
it's kind of like box wine versus getting like a bottle of wine. Like a bottle, you can see it has a lid amount. You can see it going in a box. Like it's like infinite.
Yeah.
Just get that thing. And
Yeah.
It's never.
Well, that's
ending.
why all the fitness people like to make like big batches of cookies because like who knows how many cookies should be in there where they're like
You can't count the
36
calories
or
in your head.
22 or yeah, you just don't know. But yeah, so much. I mean, that's why I always start every process off like with the Body Biz when I'm working with someone. No alcohol because it is such a variable, and I hate that I have to always come back to it because I enjoy it personally, and I'm always kind of looking at my relationship with food and alcohol and how can I improve on it. But it's such a variable. It ruins your recovery. One thing I really notice, and I noticed this just from coming back from this spring break and how I feel like my body's really changed so much in just like a little under 2 weeks, is going through the weekend having the same schedule. Where if, usually on the weekend, even if I'm not having alcohol, I'm like, okay, well, I'll go do this, and that took too long, so this got pushed here and this. And if you just do Groundhog Day, the same times, like I'm eating at 6 a.m., 9 a.m., 11:30, 2:30, 5:30, bam, 6 a.m., 9 a.m., 11:30, 2:30. And if you do that, your body really craves that consistency. And I remember that from like fitness shows, and your body changes exponentially fast.
Yeah.
It's like there's this gritty period, and it's like it's changing, and then you want to break out of it, and you want to find an excuse or a thing to do. And it's often then when I will see clients, and myself too, like, oh, okay, yes, I will go do that, and knowing that it's just going to really throw a wrench into everything else I'm trying to do. But I really kind of want an excuse to be off because I want that mental break. Where if you continue with that rhythm, your body just wants to feel safe. And the more consistent you can be doing that, the better. But it can make you freaking crazy.
Well, but
it can make you go crazy.
I've said to you, one of the things, I'm good at Groundhog Day. I've said to you many times, just tell me what to do.
Yeah,
tell me what to do.
But you don't realize your schedule inherently does not allow for Groundhog Day.
Well, this year I
because
disagree.
You've got hunting trips, you've got work trips, you've got family trips. So everyone says that, but when you really get down to it, people do Groundhog Day, and you included, about 4 days a week.
Except
waking up
saying,
at the same
this
time.
year, other than the vacation, committing to it and just knowing what I'm going to do every day.
Yeah.
Just having a consistent schedule so I don't deviate from it. No, it helps me not have that one day where I go out and have 4 IPAs.
Yeah.
It helps me to say, okay, it's Sunday. I'm on this. I'm not going to deviate from this. I've been doing this. I'm going to work out. I'm going to walk maybe on a Sunday.
You're always in here on Sundays. That Sunday afternoon, that's a big. That's really big. Yeah. And if you add that in every week, which you've done, I'll always tell people, I'm like, a lot of people, it's a day to rest and kind of get stuff done at home. And I'm like, if you've got a full open day, I'm like, get in here. I'm like, just get in here. You don't go on the barbell side. You don't have to do like a hard class, but like jump on a bike, walk, 100%. Do something that gets you moving. I'm like, then you've gone from 4 to 5 days a week, of moving and working out. And that is a day almost anyone can get in.
You've always said, just move, do something. Yeah. And that has helped tremendously. So my point is committing to the Groundhog Day, telling me what to do, knowing what to do has been a game changer for me. And just having a community here to consistently do things and work out is so helpful. If I had to do it on my own, I'd just be running or doing a bike or something.
Yeah.
So I didn't work out. Prior to starting with you 5 years ago, I didn't work out other than running or running. That's all I did.
And you had a back injury, and that's something that, we've worked through like over the years too, just not being scared to strengthen your back. Because and it's such a common, fear, like, hey, I think I told you I hurt my back this week, but you almost want to think like, I don't want to even touch that area, that muscle group, but you almost need to of course you need to strengthen it to make it stronger, and then teach your body it's safe in that area too. So you've worked a lot on that.
That's right. Yeah. That's been a big help. And knock on wood, since then it's been pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's been really cool to watch you this year, Chris, and I'm super pumped up for you. And you've got one more week until your trip.
Yeah.
And I think your goal is to get right under 200.
Yeah,
I think
that
you
would
can do
be,
it.
as I said, my best weight with you was 203 and some change. So if I could be under 200 by the time we left, that would be a real win.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can do it.
So thank you.
Awesome, man. Yeah, thanks for doing this.
Brandon, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
My friend. Good to see you.
Too.
Thank you.